Hi comic book fans, welcome to another suddenlycomics.com video. It's a Monday, so it is the price variance, and Alan and I are doing flip, collect, forget on the cover price shakers and movers list. So we did a whole load over on Alan's channel, and there's some really interesting comics on this list. So make sure you go over to Alan's channel and see us talk about the sort of top 6-7 comics on that list, because there's some interesting ones. We had a couple of forgets. I think we had one flip, and we had about 3 or 4 collects. So yeah, head over to Alan's channel for that. And if you've got $4,000 to spare, you can go and buy an All-Star Comics 42. Right. Okay, now I'm going to share my screen where I have got that's the last one we talked about on Alan's channel. I'm going to skip that because I don't know anything about it, and then we're going to talk about this one.
Oh,
this is
wow.
the Spirit number 22 from 1950, sold this week in a
I know it sold this week.
a CGC 5.5 for $4,080. Was that you, Alan?
No, I wish it was me. I bid on this one and I did not win. So this one was one I was trying to get. It is considered, there's 2 Spirit comic, like there's really 2 that people chase after. It's this one and maybe Spirit number 1. That's the 2 big ones. Also Police Comics, his first appearance, Police Comics number 11, I believe. I have it on the wall up somewhere around there-ish. I don't know where it is, but it's on the wall somewhere. This is considered the classic Good Girl art cover.
Yeah.
Of all time.
It's Lauren Bacall, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like the ideal cover. It's like the girl in the red dress, blonde, the legs showing. It's just like the classic cover. Highly sought after. This is a rare book too. It's like one you don't see very often. And yeah, it commands big money. So I would collect this if I ever get a chance to collect it, because it's one that you just don't see.
I have to say, I had not seen this cover before. And when I scrolled down and saw this, I thought, I can't believe Alan hasn't got this. Given your love for femme fatales and bad girl covers, this is just such a classic. I love it as well. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Am I going to pay $4,000 for it? Probably not. This is one I hope. This is another one I hope I find in a box somewhere that nobody knows what it is. But I think it's unlikely, because if you were flicking through a box and you saw that, you'd just pick it out, even if you didn't know if it was worth anything. So yeah, absolutely glorious.
Yeah. And strangely, even though it is a very pricey book, I actually believe that it's undervalued. It's hard to say that when it's so expensive. But the reason I say it's undervalued is the Spirit is a character that was very big in the Golden Age. They actually tried to make a Spirit movie. They made a very bad Spirit movie. If that movie had done well, or if they make another Spirit movie, this book will rise to new heights. So I think it's got huge potential behind it. Yeah.
Yeah. I love Will Eisner's The Spirit. I think it's some really love the art, Will Eisner's artwork. This will be a great comic to own. And I think you're probably right. I think it is undervalued. So this is not a flip comic, is it? So this is either a collect or forget. If I found this at a reasonable price, I'd buy it. For me, it's a collect.
Yeah, me too. Definitely a collect. Yeah. And I'd probably get like an insurance policy for it, and like electric fence with like sharks with lasers on them to protect it. So
Wow, what a great comic. Right. Okay, look at this one.
Oh,
Yeah, this is an old
we
favorite of ours,
both have
Alan.
this one. We both have this
We
one.
both got this one. I think you've got 2 copies, haven't you?
I have 2 copies of it. Yeah, one's really ugly, and the other is not as ugly. Um, so yeah, so this is an interesting book. So what we've had in the last like 10 years of Star Trek is bad show after bad show after bad show. And I think this book probably, if you go back 10, 15 years, was a hotter book. It was like a more popular book. It's kind of, I think it's cooled since those times. I mean, there is the new Star Trek series that's coming out with Pike.
No, it's already been out. It came
Yeah, it's out. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's out.
This is what
I've heard bad things about it. I don't know if it's a good.
Well,
was it any good?
It says here it was well received. I saw some pretty good reviews of it. I haven't watched it because you have to pay to watch it in the UK. But this has caused this raw copy of Star Trek 1 hits an all-time high sale of $960 for a reported 4.0. And it's on the back of for an ungraded 4.0.
My graded 4.0. I paid $200 for it.
Well, a raw 4.0 just sold for $960.
Wow. Okay. I'm very shocked by that because, like, as I said, the books, these Star Trek books were tanking. They were just like, they used to be, as I said, like they used to be pretty pricey, and they were just because of all the bad shows. They were doing really poorly. So one good show, like I guess did better than I thought, can resurge the comics.
Yeah, it's got a second series, Star Trek Strange New Worlds. Fans liked it. It says here, with the Star Trek IP alive and well, we're bound to see more fans returning to the original. So there we go.
Okay, so what I would say is this book, obviously a good spec. If it's, I would actually say it's a good spec, not just for this book, but for that whole entire run.
Yeah.
Because they were undervalued for the longest time. There is like a huge Star Trek fan base, that just they're desperate for something good to come out. And, and they're all people our age, so they have money. so it's like these people just want something to believe in. And if they make something good, I think all these books will go back up in price. So yeah, I would pick up this book and I would pick up the rest of the series.
I think this, we did a spec list at the beginning of the year, Alan. I think this might have been on my spec book list, because of that Strange New Worlds TV series. So yeah, that's great news. So mine is a 5.0 slabbed, signed by Captain Kirk himself.
Yeah. That's so great. I'll trade you.
No, thanks.
I'll give you two for the price of one.
No, I'm still not trading. Okay, so so for me, this is a collectible day. And Alan's absolutely right. Probably you're better off not collecting number one. Number one might have gone up a bit recently, but there's some other great ones in the Gold Key series.
And I would get all the photo covers.
Yeah, personally. The photo covers are great. Yeah.
They're and there's some actually that whole run is actually quite good.
It is.
In terms of covers and stuff. But the photo covers, I think that's what nostalgic buyers will go for.
Yeah, this on the back of it has got a photo of Kirk.
Of Kirk, yeah. Yeah. It's
right.
Great.
Okay, well, that was a good one. I'm pleased to see that on this list. What have we got next? Oh, now I like this cover. I haven't got this, but I have seen this before. So this is Starfire 3. So this is fan favorite artist Darwin Cook. Has numerous variants that command high dollar aftermarket prices. His growing fan base has far more demand than supply for some of his harder to find covers. His variant for Starfire 3 is one of these, and its thoughtful simplicity is uncommon in a modern cover. This week marks a new high raw sale of $200 and a new all-time sale of $500 for a 9.8.
Wow. Wow. See, this is why I buy Golden Age. But no, I actually love Starfire as a character. So do I love this cover? I think it looks great, actually, from what I can see. So yeah, I could see it. I think this is one that will hold its value, because collectors will, they just will want that pretty cover. But I don't see it as one that's a good spec. I think if anything, it'll probably be one of those ones that will come down in price. So I actually would put this as a forget, ultimately that's what I would do. I'm not going to buy it. I'm not going to go out and buy this one. I think you can probably get it once the heat dies off it a bit, maybe a couple months later, and you can pick it up then.
This isn't a new book. It's 2015.
2015.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm so wrong on this one. I don't know. Maybe I'm totally wrong.
This has been going up steadily.
So it's a good book. So yeah, I didn't know. I don't know it, so I can't really say.
Yeah, it's the artist that's driving it, and it just is a great looking cover. I have to say, if I saw this in raw condition, $30 to $40, I'd probably pick this up. I wouldn't pay.
Do you think you could pick it up for that? Is it
I'll have a look, but probably not. I don't know. Sometimes in the UK you can pick them up on UK eBay. They haven't quite adjusted to US trends. But yeah, I like that cover. I have to say I have seen this before and I've thought, oh, I really like that. Yeah, this is.
I don't know what the raws go for.
This isn't one that came out 2 months ago and has suddenly gone crazy. This has been
a steady rise.
Yeah.
So probably what I said would have been true 7 years ago.
Yeah.
But not so true now. Do you know what the raw values of this book?
Yeah, 200. So one's just
200 for a raw
and 500 for a 9.8.
Yeah, I mean that actually bodes well for the 9.8, believe it or not, because you usually see a bit more of a discrepancy between the two. Because if you're buying a 2 at 2, but you might get a 9.6, and usually the difference between a 9.8 and a 9.6 is 2 to 3 times. Yeah.
And also, this is quite a dark cover, isn't it, here along the spine?
Yeah.
So it's going to be quite tricky, and it's black down here. So it's going to be tricky to get in a 9.8. Right. So for me, that's me. For me, it's collect. I wouldn't pay $200 for it. But if I saw it at I really do like the cover. I like the cover artwork. So I would collect this at the right price.
Okay. I'll take a look. I might be on the collect side. You might have convinced me with that 2015 date that I should have really, had I known that. That's embarrassing. Okay.
Okay, but you can't know everything, Alan. All right.
Yeah, I just don't know that one.
Okay.
But I do know the next one.
Okay, this is Strange Tales 84 from 1961. And this is a sort of prototype Magneto.
Prototype Magneto. Yeah, I know this one. So yeah,
it's obviously because all things X-Men are getting hot because of the X-Men 97 cartoon series. So last week, CGC 9.4 sold for an all-time high of $4,560.
Wow. So this is actually on my want list of books that I'm looking for. I've been picking up all of these prototype books.
Yeah.
And I actually think that this is a good spec book because Marvel is not very subtle. If you watch the last Miss Marvel show, they end it by saying, "Oh, your genes, your genetics are got mutant DNA in it. And then they play the X-Men theme song. That's not very subtle. Okay, so the point is, we know that mutants are coming, X-Men are coming, and I think we're going to see a major resurgence in the values for X-Men keys. And Magneto is the kind of the big baddie for X-Men. So getting his prototype, I think, is a good book. So that'd be my opinion. I think it's a good spec because once you get closer to something like another trailer that
so are you
shows
buying
X-Men,
this to flip, Alan, or are you buying it to collect?
well, I would collect it personally because I'm like, I don't sell things.
No.
So pretty much like everything on the list I would collect just because I'm a loser like that. I just put everything into my collection. But if, for my advice to other people that want to make money at this hobby, this is a good spec because a lot of these early Strange Tales, they had a lot of prototype characters in them. And you can pick them up relatively affordable. Like they're pretty affordable.
I wouldn't pay 4,500.
I wouldn't buy that 9.4,
No.
but I would buy, like, you can buy probably this book for $200 to $300 in a low
I
grade.
think you'll find this raw for $80 to $200.
Yeah, I would say so too. But it is one that's on my want list, so I've been trying to pick it up.
Oh, well, it's a collect. It's definitely a collect for you. If I found a raw, I wouldn't pay for the graded one. I think I did have a chance of picking this up the other day. I didn't get it.
Just so you know quickly, these Strange Tales, they have UK price variants.
They did.
And those ones you can pick up.
Yeah.
Those ones I've seen actually, and you can get them at really good prices. I think they're way undervalued. Like they're just like really good. That's like a double spec on it, where you can get the UK version. I think if you can pick it up, get it.
Yeah, it's on I'm watching for it. So this is definitely a collect for me. I love all these Journey into Mysteries, Strange Tales. I think they're really good buys. You can get them for sort of $40, $50 and a decent 4.5. I think they're great value. Right, okay, what have we got next? Here's one for you, Alan. I know you like this type of stuff. So this is the first ever 3D comic.
Yeah.
Three-dimensional EC classics from 1954. Why is this on the list? Probably because somebody's just paid a silly price for one. Yeah, here we go. Yeah. This book is rare in decent condition, as we've only captured 11 raw sales and 3 graded sales, with a 4.0 selling for $840 on the 11th of July. So that's why it's on this list. Life is definitely spookier in 3D.
Yeah, so that book is Ghost. It's a hard book to find. I think it was on Heritage, or I saw it recently. I forgot which auction house had it. It was probably that July sale. So this book is a really hard book to find, and it's a hard book to find with the glasses. It would come with like glasses. So it is one that collectors will go after for the EC part of it.
Yeah.
And they'll also go after it because the horror element of it, and they'll go after it because it is that unique item of being the first 3D book.
Yeah, it's a bit of a triple whammy, really. I think this is highly and I don't think that price of $840 is unreasonable either.
No, for what it is. It's actually on my want list as well. Like these a lot of these books are actually on my want list, so I would definitely collect this one. But it's one that you just don't see that often. Actually, I like picking up like pre-code like 3D books. I just picked up one recently, so I collect these things. I think there's a little bit of a kind of a cool factor to them. Back in the 50s, when 3D movies first came out,
yeah,
that was like a whole a whole, like there was a whole thing about that where all of a sudden, oh, it's 3D, and like it was like just a big excitement about it. And like you can see like old like photos where people are wearing the 3D glasses, and if you watch like Back to the Future, they were wearing the 3D glasses because it was so cool to have 3D, you know.
Yeah.
So I think this book has like a huge historical and just cool factor to it. So I think this is a great book.
Yeah, definitely a collect for me. Okay, I'm going to skip that. Ah, there you go. Here's another one for you. And I know that you like these type of things.
Okay, so I think this one just recently sold as well.
Yeah. So that's why it's on here, I suspect. Let's have a look. The highest graded sale of 5.0 sale sold for 1,450 in 26, and in June of this year, 3.5 sold for $1,400.
Yeah, actually, you know what? I almost bid on this one. I think this is like I was looking at it, and I was like, but I was bidding on some other things. I should have picked it up. I think actually that's a low bid, low price. So any of these skull covers with people kind of dangling out of the skull,
yeah,
they go for big money. I've seen books like similar kind of covers usually go for 3,000 to 4,000 in that grade. Okay, so I actually think this is one that is a good spec. If you can pick it up for 1,000, I think you can flip it for 2 or 3.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I like it. It's not the type of thing I collect. It's not in the sort of area I collect. So for me, it's a forget, but that's purely because I don't collect this type of stuff. Allan does. So, if this is your type of thing, it probably is a pretty good, decent collect type of book. I like the cover. It's quite striking.
Oh yeah, there's like 2 or 3 covers that are very similar from the Golden Age, and they all, as I said, they command huge prices. Yeah. So okay. Plastic Man #1 is also kind of got that same kind of skull thing.
They're saying here that they covered Punch Comics issue 12, which also had a skull.
That's the big one. That's the big one. That's the grail for this title.
Okay.
That's like a $5,000 to $6,000 book.
I'm going to skip a few here. Then we're going to have a look at that one.
Oh, I love that book.
Me too. That book. Absolutely love this. This is one of the best covers around. This is Adam Hughes on his game. Last issue of the Zatanna run, which is a great run. There's some other great covers on that run. Why is this here? Zatanna
probably had a recent sale.
Yeah. Check out issue 11, which still sells for under $200 for a 9.8. And fantastic Brian Boland variants for issues 1 to 6. Okay, a year ago, a 9.8 of this was only $450, and it's just sold last week for 1,000. So it's doubled in value in a year.
Wow. I'm not sure if I have that one. I'm pretty sure I do. I think I have the whole run, or missing maybe 1 or 2 issues. I love that run. It has some of the best Zatanna covers out there. Like, it's just really great. Like, this is for me a collect if I can get it. Yeah, I just love that book. It's a very sexy cover.
It's a definite collect for me. I've got it. So I have collected it. Get it now. That, in my view, that is only going to go up, and I am absolutely convinced we'll see Zatanna at some stage in a film or in a TV series.
This is one of those books that you don't need her to actually be in a movie or anything like that. No. It's just one that people look like, sort of similar to that Spirit one that we saw earlier.
Yeah.
People will just say, wow, that's a great cover, and they'll buy it for that reason.
Yeah, and you're not going to find it in a back bin, because people will, even if they didn't know what it was, they just pick it out and say, that's a great cover. So, okay, I'm going to flip forward and we'll do a last one here. This is the key comic of the week. The Boys #1 from Wildstorm. Yeah. Okay. Did you watch the latest series?
Not yet, not yet. But you can spoil it. I don't care. I've heard a lot about it.
Brilliant. I thought series 3 was better than series 1 and 2. I thought series 1 was good. It was very good. Series 2, I was getting a bit, you know how some of these shows, they get a bit samey. I thought series 2 was just getting a bit samey, but series 3, best of the lot. Absolutely fantastic. So there's definitely going to be a series 4. What this says here is that the CGC 9.8 of this is just sold for $700, which is a peak, an all-time high. And that what they're saying here is that's very unusual for the end of a series. Yeah, I think this is because it was such a strong series, and it actually got stronger towards the end. The last 2 or 3 episodes were just mind-blowingly good. So it's ending on a high. They're saying here, this is, you know, people asked what was going to follow The Walking Dead in terms of comics.
I was just going to say Walking Dead. Believe it or not, I was going to say this is the next Walking Dead.
Yeah. With a 4th series to come, I think this is highly collectible. Look, I picked up virtually all the Key Boys issues back in November, December last year off a Facebook group.
Yeah, I picked up them all as well. This is you know, to me, this is like the next Walking Dead. It is a book that and it's not one that's highly printed either. It's not like it was massively
the first six under the Wildstorm title.
Yeah, they're a small label.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it has like everything going for it in terms of that, you know, big book. I think this could be like a $1,000 to $2,000 book in the future. You know, it's just it really goes to show, like, so what we've seen with specs movies and stuff is that the movie comes out and it disappoints. Like pretty much most of the movies lately and TV series that have come out have been kind of disappointing. You know, Spider-Man is the only one. If you look at Spider-Man and all the keys related to that Spider-Man movie,
yeah,
they've all gone up. They've all actually held their value and gone up.
Yeah.
Because people like the movie.
Yeah.
And that's what traditionally, that's why we spec on things, because we expect the movie to be good and then the books to go up. And that's usually the way it should work. But because the movies have been so bad, the TV series have been so bad that people are like, well, no, I don't like I don't like this anymore. I'm going to get rid of it. And they try to get rid of it. Well, with Boys, it's been consistently great. You know, it's probably the best superhero story online, or, you know, streaming. So yeah, people are going to go for it. You know, people are going to be like, okay, I got to get that book. I want to be part of it. It's just like Walking Dead. For me, Walking Dead getting #1 was getting a grail because I loved the series so much. The first, you know, few seasons. You know, so I think people are going to feel the same way about The Boys. So yeah, I think this is a huge, you can make it a spec if you really want to go spec. It can be a collect as well, but you would never forget it.
No, for me, this is a definite collect. And still time to get this. You know, a 9.8's just hit $700. I'm with Allan. We'll come back here in 3 years' time. This will be a $2,000 book.
Yeah,
at least.
Definitely. Yeah.
So you know, big fan of The Boys, and as Allan says, the 3rd series absolutely killed it. Best television series this year, without any doubt whatsoever. So get out there and watch it, Allan.
Yeah, I will watch it. I'll probably watch it before next week, maybe.
There is a rumor as well. There is a rumor that the guy who plays Homelander, Anthony Starr, is going to be signed up to play Dracula in the MCU.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
That'd be an interesting one.
yeah,
Like, yeah. So I heard
cast.
Tomb of Dracula is doing well right now.
Yeah, if that's true, I mean, he's plays these bad. He plays Homelander, evil characters really well. So I think that would be great casting if they've landed him to play Dracula.
Yeah, I think it would be. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I could see that. I could see him being it. I think it would be really cool. I hope they don't make it comedic though. But yeah,
Dracula. No, I don't think they're going to make Dracula comedic. Although Anthony Starr is pretty good doing this sort of.
no, I think he's good at it. I just don't want them to do that. I'm sort of annoyed by Marvel trying to make everything funny.
Yeah.
She has cancer. Oh, ha ha ha. I don't know. So yeah, I'm still getting over the Thor movie. So yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet. Should I?
Oh,
Should I rush out and see the Thor movie?
should rush out to wait for seeing it on once it comes out for free.
Okay, all right. Fine. So I take it you weren't a big fan.
No, I gave it like a 5 or 6.
Oh dear. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm keen. I want it to be good, but it just wasn't.
Okay. Right. On that bombshell, it's the end of our show today. Thank you very much, Alan, for joining us. I liked this list. I think we should do this cover prize one again.
Yeah, it's fun. It's good to list.
Got some great comics on there and some different ones. Well worth talking about. Okay. Thanks, Alan. See you next week.
Thanks. Yeah.